Yo, what up, everybody? This is your boy Busy Bee, man, back at it with another Busy Bee video. Sorry, I have not made any videos and updates for you guys lately. Been having a busy week. Actually, kind of surprising and a fun week. I had a couple of weeks back had a family reunion out in Houston, Texas. Shouts out to all that made it. Man, I enjoyed my time with the family and man, getting to kick back to see generations of families, actually of my family and the family tree growing and healthy as ever. So, shouts out to all that made it, and thank God that we are still here. So sorry about videos I have not made since in a while. You guys probably haven't seen me post anything, but these are videos I have not made yet. But as far as current standing, we're still rocking with Champagne. I had to kind of put everything on hold for a little while because I want to make sure. I always talk about make sure doing the jobs right. And when you're doing jobs right, you want to make sure you have all the right parts. You want to make sure you're getting the quality for your buck of the bang of your engine. So I always say, hey, make sure you guys got time because time is not on our side. But make sure you have the time to do these things. So basically, I just ordered some more parts. So shouts out to rockauto.com here. You know, see that? But rockauto.com. I always stay true to what I tell you guys. You can do as I say, but not as I do. Okay, that's the difference. You can do as I say, but not as I do. Okay, so as that's far being said, but yeah, I always tell you guys, always get your parts, have them ordered to the house. This way, you guys will have your parts at your home within time, or if you just want to have those parts put in and put on for you. But as far as it goes, yeah, I had to order some more parts. The parts that I did order is some connecting rod bearings, and right now, the current standing on that is I had some bearings in there that did work, but then when I took out my old connecting rods, if you guys remember on that video, how to reinstall connecting rods and install and reinstall, uninstall connecting rods. So as far as it goes, you know, I had bearings in there that were from, I want to say Clevite, but King Bearing, no, my bad, King Bearing, very good company, very, very lasting bearings. They do make good quality bearings for the muscle car enthusiasts. Basically, a bearing that actually helps the muscle car family to nowadays to where you guys can actually get those type of bearings if you are a street strip car. At first, it used to be where it used to be no street or strip car. Back then, it used to be straight strip or street. So your car could be a street strip car now. So a lot of these guys now are actually going into that mode, which is awesome because you know they just don't want to just pull up at a venue all the time just to show off their 1978 Chevelle or their 1969 Nova. You know what I mean? So they don't want to just do that all the time. They want to be able to drive that car like it is a regular car, and you can do that. And nowadays, now with the technology, the way it has unfolded and grew into something larger, which is great. You know, EFI, tuning, just doing some tuning on your vehicle can make your car perform like a muscle car or a race car. So shouts out to the guys for the technology through that, through HP Tuner, Phytech. Who else is out there? I think, man, there's so many different tuning programs you can buy online and tune your vehicle. So shouts out to those guys as well. Shouts out to all the people that's out there like Summit Racing, Jet Performance, and all the other avenues that's out there that's selling you these parts and selling you these equipments to get your car to go to where you want to go. But the video is not about all that. The video is about connecting rods, all right? Connecting rod bearings, just be precise. So connecting rod bearings. So getting the right connecting rod bearings for your vehicle is very much essential to how your car is going to perform for you, because you don't want your car to be performing for you just for a short period of time. Because like say if it's just a modern day car, right, and you know you got well over 290,000 miles on that thing, well, you know that bottom end is going to be wearing out very soon, and you probably got like a couple of more thousands of miles on those connecting rods. So how you prevent that from happening, from it spinning a bearing? Well, you need to change your bearings. The best thing is to actually go in and read up the manual specs for your car or your engine that is displaced into your vehicle, and then that way you can actually order these parts up online. I have actually ordered up my parts from, like I said, rockauto.com, you guys, you know what I mean? So shipped here to the house. I didn't have to move. Just jumped online, see what I needed, got them. Hey, now they're here. So I am stoked about this. Shouts out to them guys for getting those parts to me within time. But I am actually making this video for you for connecting rod bearings video. Like I say, so if you want your car to last a little bit better, because what connecting rod bearings does is actually runs off the crank. If a lot of you guys know what the crank is, a lot of you guys already know that. Everybody know what a crank is nowadays. You know, even old grandma is still sitting there on the rocket chair talking about, I think that's that crank, baby. You need to go ahead and change them crank bearings. So she even knows what a crank bearing is. You know what I mean? But I don't have a crank bearing. I have connecting rod bearings. So my rod bearings were great, but like I said, it was for a different style connecting rod. It was for a 5.7 or a LT1 connecting rod, and it was through King Bearing. And those, like I said, King Bearing makes very good bearing parts for your engine. Okay, so if you're looking to perform your car for a higher stage or a higher level, go through King Bearing. You can go through Clevite. Clevite has some racing bearings as well. You can drop into your car. But as far as it goes, yeah, I had to order mine up. So I got like 3 different bearings I'm going to show you that you might want to run, and then some that you don't want to run. Okay, so we're going to jump right into that, and then we're finna get this going, right? So one of the bearings already, I think it's the same one. Let me see, make sure I didn't pick up the same one. All right, so that's my new ones. Well, these are new too, but, and then there's different size bearings too, you guys. So do remember that. So you can get them in different sizes. So if you think that your mechanic say, you know, your crank journal on the connector rod, or a connector rod journal on the crank is shaved down, then at 20 thousandths of an inch or 2 thousandths of an inch over, well, that means it just shaved off all that metal that was left on that bearing. Usually what happens is because that bearing does spent inside of the connected rod, and now it's just seized up. So now you don't hear the knocking, but you can tell by oil pressure. Oil pressure will tell you if you have bad bearings or not. Usually sometimes it just indicates that you just need another pickup tube or a pickup tube or a O-ring for the pickup tube. So you can actually detect these things through your oil pressure. But usually 9 out of 10, if the car was, like I say, like 290,000 miles and say that you did have the oil pump replaced and the pickup tube replaced and the O-ring for the pickup tube replaced, and all three of those things check out and you got oil pressure, but it's not like the way it used to be. Well, 9 out of 10, man, it is one of these. It is one of these connecting rods. The bearings are actually out. So you can actually get oversized one if you don't want to have the money for buying a new crank. You can actually reshave that same crank, shave it down, and you can get a bigger or a larger connecting rod bearing to fit that journal for that connecting rod. But you can actually do that because they're going to sell them in so many different sizes. But if you want to have something that long lasting, then you will probably want to go with a great brand. Like me, I have went with the Mall Clevite. It's called Mall, but they made by Clevite. Okay, so I went and got these guys here, and I will show you the part number right there. Probably won't want to register, but that is the part number. All right, focus. So that's the part number. Sorry about the long pause. Wait, but that is the part number. That is the bearing that I am putting into my vehicle. Okay. Reason why is because I know these parts very well. I've been watching my uncle, which was a great guy, rest in peace. My uncle used to deal with Clevite Mall when he used to do rebuilds on engines. So I used to watch him put in these parts, and I mean, man, like they'll last for a long time. So I actually got me some Clevites and bearings for my vehicle because, like I said, I choose them, I trust them, I know who they are. They never failed me. I just went and reordered new bearings for mine. So I do have the bearing right here, as you can see it. Now there is a different type of bearing. You guys got every different type of bearing, okay? So you have your standard size, you have your oversized. So standard, oversized, and undersized, okay? Those are the three: standard, oversized, and undersized, okay? So those three you will have placed into your vehicle because usually 9 out of 10, like I said, it can be that connecting rod journal that's on there that's shaved down or it's still the same size, but then the bearing, the connecting rod itself is oversized. So you need to get oversized bearing, or you got an undersized connecting rod, well, you need to get an undersized connecting rod bearing, okay? It's not gonna change. The only time it would change is when you change the connecting rod itself. And usually you cannot change the connecting rods unless you're going with a stronger connecting rod. Like I said, you can get an H-beam or you can get an I-beam. It's only going to be two you can put in your vehicle if you want to have the street strip car. The street strip car, like I said, it's going to have those two. If you're looking to perk out a lot of horsepower, then I would recommend you getting H-beams, okay? Because H-beams is going to last a little bit longer in your vehicle. They are stronger, especially with the new type of metals out there now with the forged steel parts like Manley, Camelo, Eagle Rod. Who else is out there? Comp. No, not Comp, but Mahler. I mean, you guys got a lot of avenues out there that make these connecting rods just that much more stronger for you to be able to put down great power in your car for a strip car. Okay, even if it's a street car, you can still do the same power, same thing. Just got to be careful with the police. Okay, that's what I'm just telling you, just being honest. So be careful with the popo as you hitting that gas. All right. So, but as it goes, you know, they do have different types of connecting rods and metals for you guys. So Like I said, I did get the Clevite. So you guys know I got the Clevite. This is the Clevite bearing here, and you can tell by the way it is looking. It's brand new, never been used. Okay, and then you can tell by the tang of this thing. Yeah. So the little tang right there, that little tang right there displaces inside the connecting rod itself, which is right up in here. And you guys can see it right there. So those little tabs slide right into that connecting rod there. So this way, when the RPMs are up, your crank engine or your crank is spinning at those RPMs. Don't never get it twisted that it's not. That crank is spinning at the RPM, so it's moving rapidly fast at 1,000 RPMs per second. Okay, that's a second. Okay, so you got to think about it. 8,000 RPMs is a lot. Most average cars right now are actually spinning up to like 9,000, 10,000. If you're past 8,000 on your RPMs in your vehicle, your car is no longer a street car. That is a race car. Okay, so if you passing 8,000 RPM on your vehicle, you do not no longer have a street car. You have a strip car, a race car that is on steroids, that is ready to rock. All right, so you need some great bearings. So there is different types of bearings. So like I said, I got Clevite because this does great for me and my engine and my displacement on my vehicle, because it is a street and a strip car. But mine is more off-road. So if you guys know about Champagne, she is on a level kit. I do have videos on that. If you guys want to go back and check it out on my YouTube, I think B Madison, no, Busy Bee Garage, Bezzy B Garage. That's where you can catch me on YouTube. 1676, I think, is the channel, but you can catch Busy Bee, Bizzy B Garage. And you guys can catch it through there. I do have that video there for you, there for that is lifting your Chevy. I want to say yes, so Chevy, Silverado, Yukon, Suburban, or Tahoe, within the years of 2000 and all the way up to 2008. Those Avenue parts do not change. Okay, they are the same component parts. You can order those parts online. You can actually look up just on purpose, Tahoe for 11 kit, but it's not about that. So you can actually do that. You can look up those parts and get those parts put on your car. But actually, what I'm running is my 4.8 GMC block, which is a 4.8 liter, 294 cubic inches of power. So, no, 294 cubic inches of motor. That's just a displacement of the motor. But as far as it goes, my connecting rod bearings do take the Clevite as far as it comes back from the factory, because even the factory specs put in Mall, which is, they just said Mall, but they're really made from Clevite. So that's what's going back into the truck. But I do have the Clevite 77 series. They're very good bearings. They do last a long time. So when I did look them up and actually did the specs and everything, those bearings do last within like 200 and some thousand miles if you do it right, which I'm doing to my truck. I'm doing everything right by the book and how it was made. So, but there is different types of bearings you can put into your vehicle. So I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer. I'm just happy that I can be able to make this video for you guys, so this way you guys can understand what bearings you want to pop into your vehicle if you are making a strip car for your connected rods. So this is the video for that. So I do have three different bearings. So I do have the Clevites, like I said earlier. I have Clevite Racing bearings, which is copper bearings, which is this one. And you can tell You could tell I was running this. I ran this bearing, and it did very well. Only reason why I'm not doing it now because I'm just putting it back to the street and strip car. At first, it was just race mode. It just had nothing but horsepower shit in it. So I'm putting it back to the street strip car. It's still gonna make the same power, but I'm gonna get great oil pressure off these bearings. So you have the Carper type bearing, which is great if you're running on a strip and you're doing strip racing, or you're doing I want to say along the lines of just track racing type bearings. Well, this bearing here, will help keep that crank and connecting rod a little bit more cooler. It doesn't shave off too many metals, but as far as you running this longevity, don't do it because you're gonna lose a lot of that material on that bearing running it on straight oil, unless you have a great oil additive to put in there to be able to make sure that that bearing is not wearing out fast as you expected. So as far as a good racing bearing, yes, get the Carper bearing for that vehicle. Okay, so this is the Carper type bearing. Then you have the regular, I want to say D&J bearing, which is aluminum bearing. I have that right here. These are good for an aftermarket bearing, but if you're looking to re-tear that thing down after 100,000 miles, then yeah, go with the D&J. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking to do that, then go for it. But if you're not, get the Clevites. Clevites are very good. They've been in the game for, I don't know, God knows how long. I think ever since Ford produced their very freaking first car. So get that, you know, just get that Clevite in you, and then that way you'll have a long-lasting car. But as far as it goes, yeah, the video, sorry it took so long, but I do like to ramble. I do like to go back in history. I do like to talk to you guys, and I like to give you guys the mental breakdown of what is going on with your vehicle, or with my vehicle as per se, with my vehicle right now, because it's all about Champagne, trying to get her back up and running the right way. But yeah, so the vehicle is all about the connecting rod bearings. Yeah, you can get 3 different types of bearings. You can get them in different sizes, and different sizes actually help out because it helps with oiling pressure, it helps with longevity, it helps with putting the connecting rod in a great state as it's going up and down in the cylinder. So this way you guys don't have to worry about, is it gonna break down anytime soon? No, it's not, unless you just mistreat it like you would mistreat yourself. You don't want to mistreat yourself, so you're gonna do yourself the way you do your engine the same way. So the way you take care of yourself is the way you're gonna take care of your engine. Just plain simple. So yeah, that is something that you guys can do. You guys can try it out if you want, but I did run with the Clevites. I do have the Clevites here, so that is the new update on Champagne. And just wanted to point that out as far as a video, as for you guys, for, you know, different types of bearings that's out there. So you guys be safe, wonderful out there. Watch out for the popo if you're hitting the gas hard. And man, you know, God bless you all. See you on the next one. Bye.